Deadshot. Guy shoots people. He's a crocodile and he eats people. Burns people. You're possessed by a witch. And she's just crazy.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
This is the deal. You're going somewhere very bad.
Whoa!
To do something that'll get you killed.
Let's go save the world.
I can't wait to show you my toys.
Yo, what going on? Timothy here again for another episode of Trini Point of View. Today I'll be doing my review of Suicide Squad. Leading up to the release of Suicide Squad, like the last 2 days before it came out here in Trinidad, I was reading a lot of negative reviews. But personally, I had fun with the movie. I think I went in with an open mind, not really paying attention to critics and looking out for disappointment. Nor did I go into the movie with that Marvel type expectations for like a great movie. I just went in with an open mind and I came out having fun. The movie to me was really good. I went in with such an open mind that I expected anything. I expected disappointment. I expected something great. But I came out just having fun. I came out with a smile on my face. Some of the positives of the movie. Maybe I'll start with the characters. Amanda Waller. She was at the head of everything. Now her character, she's not in the movie as much as the Suicide Squad themselves, but she's definitely probably the wickedest one out of all of them. At one point she's in this room. The Suicide Squad didn't even know they were coming to rescue her, but it turned out to be her, and as they got to her, she literally just off everybody, like one by one, like 5 of them, and she was like, they didn't supposed to know about Suicide Squad. So her character is definitely one to look out for, hopefully for Suicide Squad 2. Deadshot, played by Will Smith. I think he could be my favorite character out of the movie. There was this one scene where they were taking on like the garbage pail kids that came from Enchantress, and everybody was just shooting at one another and killing them off one at a time. Deadshot literally jumped up in front of everybody, and with like 30 seconds he just like off them one by one, headshot after headshot. If he let go 50 shots, he killed off 50 of them, and he literally turned around like, what you all expected? They call me Deadshot for a reason. So to me, that was Will Smith at his best. Kind of reminded me of like the arrogant cop from Bad Boys. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. That was probably one of my favorite scenes from the movie. I always like Harley Quinn. If it's one thing, if you're a fan of the Batman animated series from the 90s, you're definitely going to like this version of Harley Quinn. I did not expect much from her, you know, because of the trailers. I thought we got like the best snippets of her in all the trailers, but it turns out that it was actually I don't know. The only thing I could think about is saying like it was too good. It just matched that 90s flavor. So I came out of it very happy with what I saw. And Margot Robbie, come on, she's easy on the eyes. So everything to me was good with her, especially her relationship with the Joker. I'll get to the Joker in a little bit. Another one of the highlights for me, maybe I should have started off with this one, but probably one of the better ways that they decided to start the movie is by highlighting each of the character for like 2 or 3 minutes. They took time to give it like a little background. They focused more on Deadshot because I guess they wanted to make him like the central leader of the Suicide Squad. But in the beginning, and for the 3 minutes, they gave each character like their own theme song. So it was kind of like I don't know, kind of like a video, like a music video from MTV back in the day. So each of them had their own theme song. It lasted probably about 15 minutes. So you might think it took a while, but you know what? Seeing that this is the first iteration of Suicide Squad on the big screen, I appreciated it because not everyone would know the background of Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc. Although we didn't get much of Killer Croc, but you wouldn't know the background of these characters. So to me, that it actually worked for me. It felt a little long, but then coming down to the end of the movie, I was like, you know what, it made sense. I'm actually familiar with it, and I actually built a slight little bond with Deadshot. So coming out to the movie, to the end of the movie, you would actually feel a bit of I want to say you were a little invested in Deadshot then. You bonded with him a little bit. So, I mean, as I say, it would seem kind of long because the movie is a bit long. It's a little over 2 hours, probably like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But overall, that was good for me. I enjoyed the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie. The pace and everything was good with it. So that's a highlight, a positive. On to what now could be probably everybody's favorite part of the movie would be Joker. For me, I thought the Joker was like this psychotic, scary version of the Joker. It's not I don't like him or that I fear him. It's just that in that world, it's like a new age Joker. He isn't the Joker from the 70s or 90s. He isn't Mark Hamill. He isn't Heath Ledger. He isn't Cesar Romero. He is his own Joker. And you know what? I don't think I want to be in a room with him. This version of Joker is different. And he is psychotic, scary. That is the only way I could put it. And when it came to his relationship with Harley Quinn, I believed it. Everything about it was real. He was crazy. She was crazy. She was more crazy. He was even more crazy than her. So everything for me worked with that relationship. That relationship could be one of the highlights and one of the things I'm sure everybody's going to be looking forward to in the future with all the Batman movies, Justice League. They're going to always look out to see Joker and Harley Quinn together on screen. I could promise you that one. Now on to my negatives. Now, probably the weakest part of the movie was the villain. I know everybody has a problem with Marvel and their one-shot villains where they just come for one movie, get rid of them, and that's it. And I felt like with Enchantress, we kind of got something similar to that because Cara Delevingne was doing well as the Enchantress up until the point that we realized she was the villain. Because like there's this one part in the movie where like her hand is on the table and you saw another hand, which is Enchantress, came up and just turned like this, and that part of the movie, that thing was seriously scary. That was straight out of The Conjuring or something like that. It was so good for me. And then when they started to carry on her story, and it turns out that Enchantress took over her mind and she was more in control, and then released her brother from back in so and so, and it just became kind of, I don't know, too weak. That's the only thing I could think about is like they could have invested a little more time in the villain, like developing her character a little more, probably showing us a bit of her and Rick Flagg's relationship, so that when she made the switch, we were a bit invested in it, and then we could say, well, you know what, we feel for this character and that she's losing control. So that has to be the weakest part for me. I want to believe that's my biggest negative of the movie, because along when I come down to the end, like once the Enchantress was in control, like she was just moving like kind of belly dancing. So it's like I'm not too sure what I was watching, because like the belly dancing villain, that is not really a villain to me. I mean, she's hot there. Cara Delevingne definitely is a #1 stunner, but I'm not too sure about the belly dancing version of a villain. That didn't work for me at all, so that was probably my biggest negative out of everything. Another minor negative might be, well, after Enchantress took over and she released her brother, they started to release like these little creatures running around. The only thing I could think about was like the mindless potty monsters from Power Rangers, who were just there to run around and do nothing, just there for action. That is what I got from I don't know what to call them, the cabbage pail monsters, the potty monsters. That is what I got from them, and that was kind of weak. I expected more of a fight, because Deadshot literally could have taken on like 1,000 of them. Once he had rounds in his weapon, he could have taken them out headshot by headshot, and that would have worked. So that was another weak point. Again, the villain, I'm not too sure what's going on with all these villains and them, so that was just the weakest part. The villain, Enchantress, her brother, the garbage pail monsters, that was like the weakest part. Overall, I had fun with this movie. I left the cinema smiling. I did not go into the movie with Marvel type expectations like all the way up here. I went to the movie with an open mind, and I left satisfied. I left understanding that the movie has flaws in the editing, in the writing, in the villain. I understand that, and I'm willing to accept it. But you know what? I had fun with the movie. The movie had me smiling. Deadshot had me laughing. Harley Quinn, I told you, she's crazy. The Joker was scary. Diablo. Oh, I forget to mention Diablo. Diablo had a big part to play in it, and you know what? I'm sure a lot of people left the cinema thinking he is their favorite character. And then there's Killer Croc. His I'm not too sure everything about him, but the CGI with him especially, that was real decent. Enchantress was cool before she switched to the bad. Her brother, he reminded me of the big thing from Thor, the big metal thing that came from Asgard and was shooting beams out of the eyes. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of. Overall, the movie was decent. I enjoyed myself. I I just kept stuffing popcorn in my face, smiling, laughing. Everything was decent. I don't see what everybody complaining about. I don't know what the critics complaining about. Is a decent movie. You have to go into it with an open mind. Keep remembering that, you know what, it's a comic book movie. It's not meant to be realistic. So you know what, everybody needs to cool it and just understand that the movie was decent. Um, I recommend everybody going to see this movie. I'm sure you're going to leave this cinema saying, you know what, that wasn't bad. That was decent. I don't know what everybody complaining about. So my score for this is going to be 7 out of 10. I know 7 out of 10 might be kind of high on my rating scale, but you know what? I had fun with it, and once there's a Suicide Squad 2, I'm going to be there first showing, opening day as usual. So you know what? You should go and check it out and have your own opinion and see for yourself before listening to these old critics and them from Rotten Tomatoes and all these things. So definitely go and check it out. Alright guys, thanks for watching another episode of Trini Point of View. Remember to like, subscribe and comment down below for more reviews. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again.